Okay. I think we are officially live. Joey Only here, Caribou Weather Dude, and it's been an exciting week in Canada. Everyone from the panel is coming. We'll be all here soon, and I'm just setting up the show as I do at this time. This is the pre-show. It's not the show. It's the show before the show. It's hard to explain that, but if you've been around for a while, you get what I'm saying, because we wait for Frankie to come at 7 p.m., and that's when we hit officially record and begin. You're gonna have to sit down though, and I'm sorry, I got people in the room, and it's really difficult to do this alone before anyone gets here. But they are coming. They're coming. So if everyone just gives me a second, I got something I want to show you all while I get set up here. Actually, and this was an amazing storm that happened in the Caribou yesterday, and I got a wonderful video I put together of it. So if you just give me a second here, I'm going to put this up. I'll explain everything about it afterwards. This storm completely blows my mind the more I think about it afterwards, especially. It was a fantastic storm. I'm just trying to figure out how I did something last week. I can't seem to do it now. Frustrating. Okay. I guess cancel that. I have another way I can do this. Unbelievable. Yeah, I can't believe. Here we go. I found it. Sorry. I'm completely discombobulated. I just got home earlier and I was in Williams Lake. I went on the storm chase and then was in Williams Lake this morning for my daughter's grade 6 graduation. So then I didn't sleep very well, sleeping in my son's bed last night at my ex-wife's house. Very tired, but we're here. I got home. We did this. Anyways, this is, I hope you can see this. Oh, it says it exceeds the maximum allowed resolution. Frustrating. Okay. Never mind. I'll show you this in a minute. I made it in 4K and it doesn't like that. Okay, so Frankie's coming. Brandon's going to be coming. We got storm chasers coming. Saskatchewan had big tornado outbreak this week. Well, not, big, but in the terms of, there was only 2 confirmed, but a big outbreak of very severe capable thunderstorms. So very exciting for Saskatchewan this week. I'm sure they didn't find it that exciting, but if Jenny Hagan and Hank Fleischer show up, who are on the chase, I'm pretty sure they will find that it was exciting. And after all that, I still don't have the banner I want. Trying hard here, friends. For Saskatchewan. But if you're just showing up, hit like, share, and subscribe anyways. I'm trying to get this shared on all the platforms so people know we're live. We're live. We're talking weather, BC to Newfoundland, with our weather specialists and Frankie McDonald. There we go. So we make this show that goes on to TV and radio every week, and we don't start actually recording the show until 7 p.m. So that's when Frankie gets here. So everyone starts to mill in, and eventually we have a whole bunch of people here. So we can play this video anyways without. This will kill some time. So this is the thunderstorm yesterday in the Caribou. Completely blew my mind. And I was chasing it, Well, no, it was developing out in Forest Grove, and I went out there and kind of caught the edge of it, and it was pushing northeast. And once you go that way, there's like the mountains are there. You can't really go any further. So it's like, well, that's the end of the road. So I kind of milled around for a little while. The storm, and there was another line that was sort of coming up over the Fraser River between Quesnel and Williams Lake, but I knew it was, I wouldn't have any chance of getting up north to catch that in time. So my best chance was to kind of wait around for the next thing to develop in 100 Mile House, which did happen. But I ended up leaving before then because things changed. What changed was the storm that I was sitting on more or less doubled back to the northeast and merged with the ones that came into the plateau somewhere around Likely area, the Likely Road. It came across with just absolute anger. And so this is the backside of that same storm. Right about that time, it started making its push up towards the North Caribou. It was soon going to cross it was making its way towards Cottonwood, and then eventually up to Hickson and crossed Highway 97. So it went from northeast, completely changing direction by a large sum. So it was angry. Let's have a look at this. Just put this on my YouTube.
I'm heading to Williams Lake, and I'm coming into something at least. Not a total bust today. There's trippy lines in the sky up there. A real low-hanging deck. This is bad news. My God.
Falling out right now.
Anything could happen. Wow. I'll watch the video later.
Feel the heat. I need more knives. I need water.
Ain't dry mopping this. Which looks like we'll come across it on the road. Precip bomb in behind. Holy buddy. What's going on here? This trailer was all over the place for a second. I don't think I want to be behind this guy anymore. We'll at least catch up to that.
Hey, Hauk.
See if anything exciting can happen.
Where are you, Brandon?
At that backside there. There's been so much undulatus asperatus today.
That never broke through all day. If it had been 5 or 10 degrees warmer in the Caribou, all hell would have broke loose. I have no doubt on that.
Like, things are really trippy.
It was like that all day almost.
It's
That
really low.
class.
Wow.
Beauty.
Very low cloud decks. Check out these really low cloud decks coming up just south of Williams Lake. Almost looks like it wants to be a wall cloud. Certainly is tailing in behind nicely.
You there yet, Brandon?
What's that?
Oh, you are there.
I am here.
Hey, this is my storm yesterday in the
Even if it's
Caribou.
rotating or nothing.
Oh, yes.
Beauty, eh?
Very nice.
Those low-hanging decks, they're the ones that tell you something. They're the crazy shit comes out of them.
The thing was headed northeast. I didn't have data on the phone.
Watch right now.
I was in Forest Grove. I'm watching it go northeast, and I'm like, well, it's going in the mountains. See you later. And then by the time I kind of come back to Highway 97, and I'm like getting a better look at things, I'm like
I don't perceive
having a hard time understanding what's going on because there's this storm that's sort of
upon reviewing the
in
footage
here out of the nowhere.
speed.
Mm.
Tell that there is some
Right. Well, what it did is it completely went, and as you've been seeing in Alberta today, things were going northwest suddenly.
Pushed up into
The storm completely changed direction.
towards Likely, and then did a complete left-hand turn and went northwest.
And it does have, when I
And
watch
pushed
Speed It Up, it's got
back
some
across
rotation
Highway
going on
97
for
5
absolute
minutes and a
sure.
lane later. So very unusual storm. Tornadic storms will do that. They will
Sun
move
never broke
on
through
their
all day,
axis.
man. So I don't,
And this one did that.
what would have happened if this thing could have had some
But
heat?
it's definitely expanding out.
Oh yeah. Gonna become super cellular.
I believe so.
Nice flat base, sorta.
I believe
But-
so. What's been going on in Alberta today?
Well, we've had in my area the clouds didn't break through, so didn't get any sun here. But areas to my south had some severe thunderstorms pop up with the clouds breaking through, and we had quite a few funnel cloud reports today. So that
All
was-
right. I heard that the conditions were right for funnel clouds, but I didn't
Oh yeah.
read anything
Yeah,
specifically.
And yeah, a couple funnel clouds north of me as well, and then a
Very
few little lightning strikes. But now it's just pissing rain here, so pissing.
Yeah. Yeah, there's been a lot of that, eh?
Yeah, we got that big thing of rain. Storm's still going though, heading into Saskatchewan now near the Cypress Hills. Moving east now, we've got a heavy swath of rain. Some areas could get some significant rain, and then yeah, North Dakota getting hit hard with the storm that's possibly producing 90-mile-an-hour winds.
Nice. Yeah, there's a bit of a wall cloud there.
A little bit.
Yeah.
What's 90 miles in kilometers? 90.
90 miles in kilometers, that's about 145, 150.
144. Yeah, 145.
I guessed out of the blue.
Trying to get a better view of what's going on. Starting to
But
get
yeah,
numbers
145.
either.
We're
That
missing-
was a beauty yesterday.
Low-hanging decks.
Real beauty.
Wow, that storm is a beauty in North Dakota.
Even rotation.
Yeah, I'll put on the radar scope here in a second. We'll start actually looking.
It's got a very
Oh, yeah.
scud-like appearance, though.
Jump ahead a minute.
It's Boeing. Ooh, big time Boeing segment.
It's got a big bow on it, does it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Little scud tag there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Shade.
Upgraded to rain. Are we gonna get in the rainfall warning here? Nope.
And I don't
By no means am I claiming funnel cloud yesterday, but some rotation for sure was going on in there.
Kind of like my clouds today.
Okay, setting up the radar scope. Let's go to the radar scope. Just need a second to get active here. What's going on here? You got severe thunderstorm watch?
Yeah.
How did I miss
see
that
about that.
today? I was wondering though, like, things were sure weird looking here today.
Yeah. Couple of cells there.
Yeah. Today's not the day. Our radar's half cut off for some reason there.
Yeah. Some
That's too bad.
appearance.
North Dakota.
So yeah. Oh yeah. There's the.
Oh yeah. One big line of it, eh?
Yep.
I bet you get a better image if we go to the meso scale. The meso convective. There you go. Yeah, it gives us the integrated radar.
Oh yeah.
And then obviously that continues further south too.
Yep.
So we'll look at the next one in a second, but wow. Yeah, some really smooth edges there, eh?
Oh yeah.
Oof. Oh, that's almost a pretty smooth edge. It's a big round bow though. I'd say let's have a look. Oh, lemon.
Yep.
Okay, well, what's
Next
the other
one. Way down there, North Platte, Nebraska.
Diminished far southern and southwest Dakota. Very isolated storms have decayed over the past hour. Very limited severe risk persists, given potential for additional storm or two, but appreciable increase in coverage is few isolated severe cells, which are ongoing from western Nebraska to the Colorado, northwestern Kansas to Minnesota. So it's not doing much, is it?
Nope, not doing
Not in the
much.
south. Not in the south one there. This guy here, he's better.
Oh yeah. 80 miles. Destructive. Oh yeah. Yes.
Yeah, let's get back to the destructive. Yeah,
Who
so that was quite
else?
the show we had there on your channel on
Oh yeah, Sunday was
Sunday.
fun. 3 hours. Kind of felt like it only lasted an hour.
Yeah, it went by fast. It was just the hunger that was setting in. It's like, why? Why am I so weak right now?
Oh yeah.
Ah, look at that, eh?
Yeah, that's those are gonna be some big straight line wins here.
Hmm. 2 tornadoes confirmed out of that.
Oh yeah.
I'm hearing. The one Jenny was on. I don't see anything going on in Canada for severe right now. Wow.
No, nothing. Just yeah, we had a couple of warnings earlier and now we're in the rain. It's just pouring rain. But the
Oh
circulation's
yeah.
pretty cool to see. Oh yeah. Pretty
Yeah,
cool
well
to watch
that's
the circulation of this thing. How it
that's the
all
thing with yesterday too, right? It was kind of going this way and then it started going that way, just like this is, right?
yeah.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. And that's what really caught me off guard yesterday. Especially because I more or less thought, well, that one's gone. Because that's how it goes in the Caribou.
Yeah.
You know, it's into the mountains now. That storm's gone. Better go find a nice place to be for the next one.
Yes.
And then the storm came back.
Came back the very next day. Just kidding.
And it came back really mad.
Oh, yes.
Came
Now
back
the
really.
rains came back and it's, well, lost its electricity, but
Yeah, that's heavy though, eh?
oh yeah.
That's like a wide area that's just dumping.
Yep. Wouldn't be surprised if some areas will get 100 millimeters out of that tonight. And then
If it
tonight,
just
yeah,
stalls there, yeah.
yeah. And then the other thing tonight is as the system continues to intensify, the winds are going to ramp up out of the east, northeast, and they'll likely probably get. Oh, we just got a warning in Saskatchewan here. So you'll see it pop up here in a
It'll be
moment. But
somewhere over here, will it?
it'll be on that storm coming in from the Alberta side.
Or this guy. Oh yeah, yeah. What am I thinking?
So yeah, it'd be popping up there in a moment there. But yeah. So that now we're going to be dealing with the winds gusting 80 to 90 kilometers an hour tonight, along with the rain. So that's going to be a lot of fun. There's the warning. Popped up on my thingy
Yeah, it's just swirly in there. Very swirly.
Oh yeah. This is for Arena, Saskatchewan. Oh, Arena. I wonder if they have an arena in Arena, Saskatchewan. I should go take a look at that. They should.
It doesn't look like it.
No,
No.
they should just build one there,
That's,
just for the fun of it. I would. If I was rich.
I mean, they might have a horse arena or something, but I don't think so. You know, it doesn't. Yeah, definitely not like a professional football team there.
No.
Arena, Saskatchewan. Look out!
Yep. Now in a severe thunderstorm warning for that storm.
There we go. Pushing some 60s in there, just.
Yep. Ooh, got some nice photos from New Brunswick tonight. This guy's gonna get pick of the day here pretty soon.
Yes, there it is. There it is, finally.
Mine's
Took
a
a
little
while.
faster than yours, apparently, huh?
Yeah, you're closer to it, I guess. I don't know. I got slow internet here because I'm up in the
Oh, that's
mountains.
probably why. Yeah.
You're probably like on super city internet there, Metropolitan Brooks internet.
Well, I'm in the Royal area too, so I have what's
Metropolitan
that?
Brooks.
I have EID net. That's what I'm on. So it is Royal. It's Royal Internet. It's very good Royal Internet, as you can tell.
I sure hope Jenny Hagen comes on tonight and talks about her storm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, she's got a tornado there.
Hmm.
She succeeded. So it doesn't say anything really. This is like how Environment Canada
Haven't
rolls.
posted about it yet.
Yeah, they just like to let you guess. By the time you find out that it's you, it's on you. They're tracking a severe storm. You're like, where? Newfoundland? Like, no.
There's a severe thunderstorm warning in Alaska earlier today,
I
5:30,
heard that.
and it was probably the furthest. Yeah, what was it? I retweeted that earlier. I gotta find it here. But yeah, it broke records.
What kind of records? Like,
Well, for the location it was at.
there was lightning flashing in the Arctic Ocean today.
Mm-hmm. No surprise there, but yeah, that severe thunderstorm warning was at Red Dog Mine. There we go. So this morning in Northwest Alaska was the westernmost and northernmost warning that the National Weather Service has ever issued. Yeah.
So if any of our 10 viewers know the 10 people in arena, let them know the severe storm warning is for them.
Oh yeah.
Environment Canada doesn't want them to know, but we do. We care here.
For the people.
What a ridiculous system. Come on.
I
Great
cut off half of that.
forecasters. Great weather people. It's just your delivery
Yeah.
systems.
They're
Fuck.
supposed to go to Polygon stuff this year, but I don't know what happened with that. It's like, oh, we're gonna start doing polygons this summer. Good. And now it's almost July. Still no polygons.
It takes a lot of time to figure out.
Yeah.
It's so simple. 61.5 dBz. What do we agree last week? 55 or so is usually a pretty good sign for hail. So nickel-sized hail for the 10 people in arena. We still don't know anything else. We don't know what's coming. We're guessing this is the severe storm.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, and it's not this, because I'm just making fun of their warning system here. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and well, let's leave the people of arena to their fate for a second and look ahead.
There's a good photo I just shared on what's wrong with this picture. And if you look at below them, there's that's
What was wrong with it?
oh, there's something below them. Creepy and crawly. I didn't see it.
Our severe weather outlook yesterday, this surprised me a little bit, but not so much.
Yeah.
Like I said, things were very weird looking in the Caribou today and very billowy and convective, and I wasn't surprised, I guess, when I saw that warning or that watch was on for up there, but I hadn't heard it. I didn't really think to look because it's just like, well, I just got home, I got a couple hours, but so potential for, and probably not so much for me here, but into the Bowron Lakes. It'd be nice to go sit in one of the high spots and watch into the lakes, because when they develop off of Twin Sisters Mountain here and push into the lakes, it's quite awesome. That's something you can usually bank on, and this looks like the kind of setup that would deliver that. Northwest Territories still getting crazy hail and wind and lightning, and the amount of lightning and hail up there, and it's blowing my mind. Chance for tornadoes tomorrow in southern Manitoba, but most especially a large part of southern Saskatchewan.
I've, oh yeah, the funnel clouds. Yep. Kind of
Oh,
like
as a funnel
that
cloud.
today.
No, that's right. Yeah.
Yep. So just like what we saw today
Yeah. Okay.
and what you saw yesterday, it's what they're getting tomorrow.
Yeah, basically, right. It's that same. I kind of thought that when I was hearing funnel clouds in Alberta today. I was like, well, of course.
However, if because it kind of behaved, the system itself kind of behaved like that system that we had last year, June 14th, 2023, when the sun actually broke out and those storms really fired up, and that storm went from Lethbridge and then up towards Turin, Enchant, and then scooped up towards Brooks there. This kind of same principle. So if the sun actually did show up today,
Yeah.
and kind of same scenario what we saw last year. So with the
And
10 tornadoes that touched down.
and probably what would have exactly what the caribou yesterday too. I mean, you don't see that kind of behavior too many times in a season in thunderstorms in central interior in BC. Like we have a lot of thunderstorms in the interior, a lot of popcorns, especially a lot of little air mass thunderstorms at times that fire off the mountains and give 10 flashes and then they're done and they die off. It's very common here, right?
Oh yeah.
To get,
yeah.
And we get quite a few severe storms nonetheless. But
yeah,
see a storm going one direction, fucking stop and go the other. I only see that so many times a year, a couple times for sure, right? Like last year, there's a couple in Vanderhoof when we were there. Some of those videos I took, right? They were like that. I've seen them. Generally, sometimes more than once a summer, but maybe once every 2 years, one comes from the wrong direction in Wells, and how they slam in hard, right?
Yeah.
They come in off the mountains or whatever, right? We're used to seeing the weather really coming from us, the southwest. That's where you expect things to be coming from here. And when suddenly they're coming from the northeast, you're pretty alarmed.
Oh yeah.
And then we had one coming from the northwest, rolled in. Everything else was going the same way it usually did. It was during the Art Swells weekend, but this one instead came rolling in this way. And it dropped like ping pongs and bigger in town here. And there is festival people running. I wish I was filming back then. It was awesome.
Oh, that is awesome.
It was, yeah. And we just got a guy into like the ambulance too, because he cracked his head. This guy who rolled down this skateboard. And the whole time I was like, you got to hurry this up because he's, it's not just a normal thunderstorm. That it was like totally weird colored and, and then dropped rocks. And we're like standing like, testing. Hey, Frankie.
I'm doing great so far.
Good to hear, man. Want to start recording a show together?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in. All right. Here we go. Ooh, maybe I should record on the computer, not in the cloud. Oh, I don't know if I have enough space on the cloud. I might have to. Hello, listeners at C4 88.7 FM, Prince George, CKUW 95.9 in Winnipeg, and also CFBX 92.5 Kamloops. Hello, viewers on Rogers Television down there in Vancouver Island outlets. This is the Comedeorological Report, Comedy Meteorology Report. I am Joey Only, your host in Wells, British Columbia, and it's been a fantastic week of weather in Western Canada. Oh my, it's really delivered a couple times over. So, most especially, couple tornadoes dropped down, and we got 2 confirmed tornadoes, at least so far, from the Northern Tornado Project in Saskatchewan from last Sunday night's storm, beauty storm. There was 5 big different cells that were going off at one point that were tornado warned And Brandon Hauk was doing his live stream on his Facebook, and I decided to join him, and we spent 3 hours looking at the radar, talking weather. It was awesome. Awesome. And that's why I love Brandon so much, because not many people in your life do that with you, right? And
Yeah.
that's what we have here in this. We have this thing of storm chasers and weather junkies and weirdos from across Canada who get together and we talk about how funny the weather is. The weather is funny business. It sucks. It really does. And sometimes it blows. So, anyways, this is your show. Okay, so here I am, Joey Only, Wells, British Columbia. Brandon Hauk's out there in Brooks, Alberta, and the star of the show himself is Frankie McDonald down there in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Frankie, how you doing so far, buddy?
I'm doing great so far. Weather all across eastern United States and America. And this Friday coming a lot of rain in Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba, British Columbia. Then it's going to aim towards Ontario on Saturday, New York City on Saturday, and Sunday's going to bring a lot of rain all across eastern United States and Canada on Canada Day. Then it gets some rain hitting for some states in the United States on the 4th of July. Like on the 4th of July, there's 2 holidays, one in Canada, one in the United States on Thursday. Then you got lots of rain hitting for eastern United States on the 4th of July, like places like Nebraska is going to get severe weather on the 4th of July possible, including Arkansas, Tennessee, and all those places. Rain in Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and Massachusetts on July 1st, which is Canada Day. And Independence Day is supposed to get some rain in interior eastern United States. And Independence Day and thunderstorms and forecast. It's going to bring extremely hot weather in California on the 4th of July, including Oregon, Washington, and Vancouver, British Columbia. It's going to bring lots of rain all across Thunder Bay, Ontario, all across Wisconsin, and all those places this weekend coming, including Missouri, all across Iowa, and all these places. It got brief cooler air hitting for Cape Breton Island for Friday. It's going to bring cooler air in Cape Breton Island, including mainland Nova Scotia, including New Brunswick, all the way to PEI and Quebec, and all those places in Ontario. It's going to bring lots of hot weather all across western United States. It's going to bring really hot temperatures. And it's going to be stormy weekend in Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and Alberta, and British Columbia. A lot of rain headed for southern Ontario this weekend, including Base Guy's hometown, Montreal.
Excellent. What else you got, Frankie?
And the weather all across Central America. Lots of rain and thunderstorms on the forecast in Central America. Weather down South America. There's a lot of rain and thunderstorms going on in Venezuela, Colombia, and parts of Ecuador, Peru, and northern Peru and Bolivia and all those places. It's really dry in southern Peru and northern Chile right now. It's really dry right now. It's really cold in southern Chile. Lots of showers, lots of rain and snow in southern Chile. Snow up in the mountains and rain in the coast areas of southern Chile. There's got lots of snow in western Argentina. Lots of snow in western Argentina so far. Then it got snow in Falkland Islands right now. And Stanley Falkland Islands. They're bringing snow there right now. And flurries there right now. It's really cold there. This is their winter right now. Then next week you got more flurries and snow in the forecast of Falkland Islands as well. And then weather all across the United Kingdom. It's cooler air in the UK, England, Wales, Scotland, Ireland right now, including France, and the showers in the forecast, getting ready for the Olympics on the 26th of July. Then you gotta keep an eye on thunderstorms and rain in the forecasting during the Olympics for sure.
Right.
In Paris, then you got some thunderstorms and rain in the forecast in Spain, Germany, Poland, including parts of Denmark and Netherlands. And then it got some rain heading for Norway, Finland, Sweden. Friday and Saturday, lots of rain in the forecast in Norway, Finland, Sweden right now. Belarus, it's going to aim towards Belarus next week in Moscow. Russia's getting a bad heat wave.
How hot?
Really hot in Moscow. And the weather all across places in Japan. Lots of rain in the forecast in southern Japan, including all across Sapporo, Japan, Tokyo, Japan. It's going to rain a lot in Japan and thunderstorms, including Seoul, South Korea, and Pyongyang, North Korea. Lots of rain and thunderstorms going on in China right now, including Hong Kong and Wuhan, China, and Beijing, China's getting lots of showers in the forecast. It's really hot temperatures in Mongolia and Siberia right now. It's really hot weather aiming towards Siberia, like Yakutsk and Magadan, Russia, and all those places right now. Lots of rain and thunderstorms going on in Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, Thailand, Philippines, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Bangladesh, Myanmar, and all those countries like Thailand are bringing lots of thunderstorms and rain going on right now. So much rain in Mumbai, India right now. Then they got a lot of rain heading towards Mumbai, India, and Delhi, India, because the rainy season right now brings so much rain in northern India. It's monsoon season. Their summer came to an end. Right now, it's their monsoon season in India and Bangladesh and Myanmar. It's really dry in Afghanistan right now, in Iran, Iraq, Syria, over in the Middle East. Lots of thunderstorms and rain going on in Turkey, right? Northeastern Turkey. It's extremely hot in Saudi Arabia, in our Emirates, Yemen, Oman, Qatar, Kuwait, Israel, Egypt, and all those places. Extremely hot there right now. In Northern Africa, lots of thunderstorms and rain going on in Nigeria, Ghana, and all those places right now. Lots of thunderstorms coming off the coast of Africa right now. There's tropical disturbance in the Caribbean trying to become Tropical Storm Beryl. And lots of rain and lots of dry weather going on in Botswana and South Africa with showers and forecasts, including Namibia and in Angola. It's really, really dry right now. Angola's in the dry season. And you got some little showers and forecasts in Mozambique and Madagascar and La Reunion and Mauritius Islands this time of the year. In Australia, and lots of rain and thunderstorms, lots of rain that happened in Perth, Australia. Then you got some rain hit for Sydney, Australia, and cold temperatures in southeastern Australia, Tanzania, and all those places. It's really hot in northern Australia. In southwest Pacific, lots of cold air aiming towards New Zealand, North Island, New Zealand, South Island, New Zealand. Then you got lots of rain forecast on Sunday in parts of northern South Island, New Zealand, close to Invercargill, and all those places go bring colder temperatures. Right now, this time of the year, it's dark 24 hours a day. In Antarctica, it's light 24 hours a day up in the Arctic.
Frankie, you're on fire tonight.
It's dark 24 hours a day where Mike Post is at.
You're on fire tonight, buddy. Great world weather report, man. Like you hit everything like a machine gun. You're on fire tonight. How you doing, Frankie?
I'm doing great so far.
Yes, you are. Yeah, you are. Imogen just showed up, Frankie. She's down in Victoria.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got any questions for Frankie this week, Imogen? You've always got a good one.
Well,
Yeah.
most of my questions revolves around sharks in various states, frozen sharks being hurled through with tornado force and whatnot. But I think I am kind of wondering, Frankie, what is the smallest size shark that you could drop off the Empire State Building without actually killing someone?
It's
Or
a
the
totally
largest
different
size
shark
shark.
altogether.
You which?
It's a different kind of shark.
It's a different kind of shark. Well, I mean, in general, there's so many types of sharks, but like in terms of just sheer volume, what's the largest size of shark that you could just throw off the Empire State Building with it?
It's gonna be big as a submarine.
That is a big shark. If you drop that just from 3 inches above someone, that would kill them. So I think off the Empire State Building, it would make quite the crater. But that
And
is
the base
quite-
guy and I found it. The base guy show will be back on the air in October.
Will
Is he
he
going to be
have
talking about
sharks?
sharks?
Will base guy have sharks when he comes back?
Base guy when he returns to the show in October.
Like a shark episode this next season of Base Guy. That would be cool.
This October coming.
Yeah.
Like you tell Jack, we want to see a shark episode. I know he can write songs about sharks.
Oh, easy.
Oh yeah.
Their nature's miracle. And if anyone can write a song about a shark, it's gonna be base guy. It's gonna be a bass heavy shark riff.
I got someone from Willa 100 Mile House sending me videos of rotating storms, which I don't
Yes.
think were yesterday, but ones from the past. But that's pretty neat showing up on my phone right now. Something to look at later. Some little tasty nugs. Now like, everyone's getting excited in BC because we've had these things happening, we've had we've had storms and people are excited. I run this weather group with 18,600 people on it now. There's 700 people. We added a few more, I guess, because we keep being right. Interior Weather and Wilderness Watchers. We have this group, and I spent years convincing people that severe thunderstorms happen in BC, and now they're convinced and they're all looking, and it's great. The group is just functioning beautifully. It's doing its job. So happy, so very happy. That's my plug for that this week. You got any questions for Frankie, Brandon?
Yes, I actually do have a question for Frankie. So, Frankie, would you rather go skydiving or swim with sharks?
Neither of them, because skydiving, that means it's a scary one. Sharks is another scary one. Neither of them.
I
Neither.
just
Neither. Oh, Frankie. You know what? I got to tell you, I have a pet shark, and he is a very gentle little animal. Most sharks are pretty gentle. They're.
That means that the dog alerts people when to go swimming. The dog barks when the shark comes.
is that your shark there?
That means I'm talking about dogs. The dogs bark when the shark approaches the shore.
Okay, see, I thought you meant that you were just like throwing dogs in the ocean as
I'm
like
talking about
warnings.
a dog on the sand beach. And when a dog barks, means they sense sharks when the shark's coming.
Bet you if you want to catch a shark, a dog would be great bait.
Lifeguards will use dogs. That means the dog will bark to alert people when the shark's coming.
I do love dogs for that.
I thought it just meant the lifeguards had pet dogs that like time at the beach. See, that's
Like all the time my dog starts barking and I'm like, shit, that could be a
Means the
Yeah,
shark is
that.
coming towards them.
that could be a shark.
When once they hear a dog bark, that means the shark's coming.
Could be. You never know. Just keep looking behind your Candygram.
Once
You're
once
that
they hear,
shark. I know. No, ma'am, I'm just a dolphin.
and once they hear go roof, means shark's coming.
Yeah. I got questions for you, Frankie. How much dancing did you do last night? How many
Lots of
hours?
it.
How many hours?
Lots and lots of dancing.
Like 2 hours of dancing
Yeah,
or 3?
2 hours of dancing.
That's a lot of dancing, man. Frankie
is.
goes dancing every Wednesday night. He sends us videos of him dancing. I'll put some in the show. I always love Frankie's dancing videos, and I always feel special that out of the blue, Frankie thinks to send us a video of himself dancing, and just like, yeah. And then there's always like random guys like, Frankie, I love you, and coming in like Frankie's just giving her. It's beautiful. Thank you, Frankie. I love it. So there's your Frankie dancing videos, everybody. That's what it looks like right there. You go. And YouTube viewers are not seeing it. Television audiences will. Okay.
That's the cable access TV means music is owned by the record company.
Yeah, I gotta be really careful about what I say or what we play. You know, that's the thing, right? So I can
Because
always
those
play my
music
music.
now-
We're totally allowed to play my music, but nobody likes it. So it doesn't do us any good.
Those music, and when I was dancing, it's by the record company.
Yeah, by big companies, eh, Frankie? How many
Like
videos?
record companies.
How many videos did you make this week, Frankie?
The videos I made. How many of the videos I made this week is like the Australia rainstorm one. Like heavy rain to hit Corpus Christi. Is one. Tropical storm Alberto. And it had severe thunderstorms headed from Moscow, Russia. Heavy rain to hit Santiago, Chile.
Well, you got those ones on last week. So heavy rain to hit Perth, Australia is the only one that we got on the dock for this week. No. So I'll have to find something else to put on besides that because we need more than just one Frankie video this week. I'm sure of that, right?
Yeah.
Everyone agrees with that. Okay, so without much further ado, we're gonna switch gears for a minute because Brandon Hauk, we got so much to talk about. So you and I did a 3-hour long stream on Sunday, and people were watching and asking questions like, "Am I okay here? Am I okay there?" I thought that was great. I really enjoyed having my foot in another province with that, and honing up my radar watching skills with my good buddy. So that was really fantastic. And the storms delivered. So I mean, I'm sure there's a lot to talk about because you got all these funnel clouds and I mean BC, that storm went through, and we had some of that behavior in the Caribbean that I filmed. Went to Alberta, it's produced a bunch of funnel clouds there. None touching the ground, we don't believe. And then expecting down to Saskatchewan and Manitoba, so much it's the same thing. I guess what's happened this time is the sun hasn't really punched through anywhere. Hasn't made the storms angry enough to actually do something. But all that, all the ingredients were there at every level to get it doing that stuff. It's just not enough to make it that next level
Yep.
angry, right? So, but that was different on Sunday in Saskatchewan, wasn't it?
Oh, yes, that was a wild day of active weather in Saskatchewan. We even had a few severe storms here in Alberta. It all kicked off like 2 o'clock in the afternoon in Alberta, one singular supercell, and it didn't do much at all, but it was like, oh, this is just the start of it. And then all of a sudden, a couple more hours later, boom, bang, boom, bang, boom. Storms popping up all over the place. We had a couple of tornado warnings, quite a few tornadoes, I think, tornado warnings. There was like 6 at the same time at one time. So Joey and I, we were bouncing around the province. We were up in the north. We were near Prince Albert, and we jumped down to the southern storm near, that would be Omega, Saskatchewan, or yeah, somewhere around there. And then Assiniboia, and extending to eastwards into the, well, just not quite Weyburn, but pretty close, the Milestone, Saskatchewan area there. So we got some wild storms, and some of those storms did do some damage. I believe Glenboro, Saskatchewan had some damage to a Chinese restaurant there. And we had a brief touchdown likely near Radisson is one. And the one at Glenboro there may have also been a tornado as well. So they're looking into that one. But
What
there's
about
also
Gravelberg? Is that
or Gravelberg. Yes, that's the one
yeah,
I'm
okay.
thinking. Gravelberg.
So
I
that's
got
the one
my
that Jenny Hagen was on, and I believe
Yep.
she will pop in. She just got off work and she's trying to get some food. I think we're
Oh,
going to
yeah.
see a few minutes of Jenny Hagen catching up later on with her tornado intercept this week. So that's very exciting to have that in the show.
Yeah, Gravelberg, Saskatchewan. So that was the one storm there, and then a lot of wind damage. And then Estevan, Saskatchewan, later in the evening had baseball-sized hail, and the hail is like that big. It was wild. Sunday night in Saskatchewan. What a what a show! Joey and I were on the live stream there for 3 hours, and probably by the time I was done that, I was like, whoo. It did a little I was sweating. That, sometimes you get big outbreaks like that and you start sweating at the end there. You're like, oh boy, and you don't even do anything. You're just sitting there going through different radar images, pointing out where the tornado could be at and where a storm's going next, who's
Well, we could
gonna
barely
get
keep
hit.
up. And
Oh
that's
yeah.
that's something you don't get too often in Canada when you're like, just forecasting for one province or one section of Western Canada. It's not too often that you can't keep up
Yeah.
with all the new continuing tornado warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings, and how fast some storms are moving and how slow others are moving.
Oh yeah. So yeah, Sunday night was just a wild time. It was hot last weekend too, so we were in the dry slot Sunday evening and through the day Sunday. So we were like 31 degrees, and the relative humidity here in Brooks dropped to 10%, which was very, very low back on Sunday there. And then Sunday evening after we were done, all of a sudden this random little thunderstorm showed up out the back door there and put on a little light show over there. So I kind of did get maybe a little invite to go out there to Saskatchewan there, but anyways, we got busy. I had to stick around because I thought, oh, okay, we may have had some strong thunderstorms in Alberta because I might have to jump on some radio stuff as well. So, but that wasn't. I only had to do one little radio break at least on Sunday there, so it wasn't as bad. But anyways, but I still got a storm, so I'm happy about that.
Jenny Hagen is coming on in 5.
He's coming on in 5 minutes, so I better hurry myself up here.
Not necessarily, but
anyways, so now to the weather this week. So a couple of quieter days, Monday, Tuesday, and now we've got the storms that rolled in late day Wednesday, and then today was a weird day. Today, if we had a little more sunshine, it could have been a repeat of June 14th, 2023, when we had 10 tornadoes touching down, and it was landspout stuff, and the storm developed near Lethbridge, took a hook, went right to Brooks, and that was probably still the best day ever. And I was hoping, oh, can we do that again today? But we had way too much cloud. We had a couple bursts of rain earlier, so that kind of spoiled the party. We had a little thunderstorm pop up to our west here, but there's some kind of rising motions. We've had some scuds today, nothing too wild. I think Drumheller area had a funnel cloud today. Quite a few funnel clouds to the south where the sun actually showed up today, and thunderstorms brewed to our south today and went through the Bow Island area and into Medicine Hat there. So at least we did have some thunderstorm action, but the rain, holy moly, that rain really set up, and now it is downpouring rain, and there are rainfall warnings to our north as well. So some areas could easily from the 27th to the 28th of June here could pick up 50 to 80 millimeters of rain. And if we do get any thunderstorms involved with that, some pockets may pick up 100 millimeters of rain tonight into tomorrow morning. So a significant amount of rain. And we've already had some issues with flash flooding in the Olds area so far today. So yes, quite active scenario. Now, as we look ahead into the longer range forecast, we're going to see the chance of thunderstorms, southern Saskatchewan, southern Manitoba for the 28th of June. So that means we could see a chance of funnel clouds again for tomorrow in those areas. And then into next week, we're watching Alberta Sunday into Monday. Looks like we take a break Saturday, but Sunday to Monday, it's back to the action. I also should note tonight, we could see those winds gust 80 to 90 kilometers an hour with those rains. So it's going to be a wild night tonight. Yes, already tonight. Anyways, now looking ahead into next week, we have a chance of storms Sunday into Monday, and some of those thunderstorms could in fact get severe. So I know we missed out on the storms today, but we're going to get those storms Sunday, Monday, and Mother Nature is going to put on her own fireworks for Canada Day for next week there. And then as we carry on through the middle of the next week, looks like it's going to stay quite unsettled with multiple rounds of thunderstorms for me.
Then
So,
it gets a rain in eastern Canada.
oh yes, and quite a bit of rain in the eastern half of the country as well.
Well, it looks
especially-
like consecutive rounds of thunderstorm is beginning here in BC as well, right? So, and maybe Sunday even being a larger show for the region here. We'll see.
We'll see.
Looks good so far.
Yeah. So yeah, wildest stories of the week, I guess. Out of California, both of them out of California, actually. Santa Cruz guy, guy got lost in the woods for 10 days, and he came out looking like he was on the movie Castaway there, and he decided, how he survived by drinking water out of his boots. That's right, drinking the water out of his boots.
Then they got the construction people working on the main water line in Calgary.
He's lucky he survived it all.
Survived and eating berries. And then one more out of California, avocado truck flipped over. And yeah, I guess the driver is now toast. There we go.
You're a bad person, Brandon.
Yeah, I'll never forget the story of the German tourists that were rescued in the north, somewhere out by Whistler, Garibaldi, or somewhere, and when they rescued them after 3 days, their pants were full of feces. Yeah, and I guess some German survival guru had told them that it's warmer to defecate in your pants than to hike them down and do it in the snow. And so they spent days. Yeah, imagine being. Here comes Jenny Hagen to break up this lovely conversation. Imagine being, you're the rescuer, and then you find these stranded German skiers, and for after 3 days, and they just, ski pants.
Jenny, we are so happy to see you. You have amazing timing. You have no idea what you just walked in on, but thank you for being here.
I never know what I'm walking in on with you guys.
It's mostly my fault. Yeah.
I just got the hook from the associate producers, and we're going to move on to Jenny Hagen now. Jenny Hagen, you were down in Gravelbourg, Saskatchewan. You decided to go south on those storm chases on this weekend. I was in favor of that. I was like, you should go south. No one's going south. You should be the one. And tell us the story.
Yeah, I think most people went after that, what was more of a sure thing north, but those parameters for isolated cells down south just had me going, even though the tornado potential was a little bit lower. So absolutely gorgeous supercells that rolled through there. There was a tornado warning just as I got to Gravelbourg. I was there probably 10 minutes before the tornado warning went off. So there was some damage there. Not sure yet, though, if that was due to downburst winds or a tornado itself. VC is still kind of investigating that one.
Right. So you haven't made the cut yet. But what did you see?
Not yet.
What did you see?
Well, there was tons of rotation in these storms, and it was dropping some monster hail in areas. Gravelberg, I got golf ball size hail. And then as that swooped southeast into southeastern Saskatchewan and over into the border, it was dropping softball size hail.
Very large. Very large. How long do you stay on that storm?
I was on it for probably 6 hours total with 3 different tornado warnings.
So you kept following out towards Radisson and whatnot.
I wasn't on the, well, I was south, so it went from Gravelberg over to Assiniboia down towards Weyburn, Estevan.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Brandon and I were watching on the radar scope and live streaming and cheering for you. Like, oh, one of them, someone's going to get their tornado.
Well, all this moisture that we're getting will hopefully ramp up things here for July. It's crazy rainfall for this area of Saskatchewan.
Yeah, Brandon was saying if storms could put together up to 100 mils in some places.
Michael's on too.
I think so. I think Mike McGregor is checking in there in a minute.
By Monitor, Alberta, there's probably about an hour ago, we're sitting at 76 millimeters already, and this system is only about halfway over. So yeah, I think we're gonna have places that reach over 100. I popped a little photo on chat. There is some flooding just north of me, Smiley area. It is like roads underwater.
What was your now when the storm came through Gravelberg, what was your position in relation to the storm? Were you behind it, beside it, under it?
I was right kind of ahead and under it. So right on the southeast portion of the storm is where my position was the whole time.
You take any dents from hail?
Not on this one. I stayed far enough away from, just because the projections for hail on this storm, and that was a big thing about not going north, because up north the road options are awful. You're battling trees, you're battling rivers, so it's visibility. And when you've got hail parameters the way that these cells had, up to softball size hail, that's not something you want to really play too close to, because that will take out a windshield very easy.
Yeah, absolutely, right? Absolutely. So and Hank's showing up too. He went north, and I feel you, because I chased storms in the Caribou here, and you might as well be in Arkansas or somewhere, right? You're in a valley, your storm's on you, it's gone. You got one road to go here, it turns to garbage. That's what happened to me yesterday. On a road that was signed with a provincial sign, 24 highway this way. Oh, well, how bad can it be? It's got a provincial sign. So successful intercept though, right?
Yes. Yeah, I didn't get I was down in that area a few days earlier with storms that rolled through, and Google Maps took me down this, what looked like an amazing gravel road, nice and wide, lots of gravel. And then poof, it turned into a clay dirt road like that.
Oh, and they suck you up.
Oh, so
yeah.
Google Maps totally messes with you.
Yeah, you gotta stick on the cement, is a great rule, but then I don't do it. But in Alberta and Sask and the Peace as well, when you get a little bit of rain on that, you're in trouble. So Hank Vleester showed up, and I do want to ask him about the same, because we're on the topic. And Michael,
I just showed up too.
Yes, we know, Michael. Michael McGregor has shown up, and we'll get to him too in Winnipeg. So, Hank, where are you? Are you there? We lost Hank.
Instead, we get to see his awesome background.
Oh yeah, that's true. Where'd it go?
Technicolor four-leaf clovers or pansies. Hank, you need to explain that.
That's
It's
That's
lucky.
yeah. I don't know what that is.
But you know what? I bet you if you dropped a shark off the Empire State Building, it would tear right through it, especially, as Frankie put it, a shark the size of a submarine. No amount of luck in those clovers can hold up against that.
Ah, he's back.
Just pin him until he shows up.
Yep.
No,
I found it on Trey Cable's doing stand-up comedy. That means, and to 4th of July, Trey Cable could go on your show if necessary.
I would love that. I would love that. Hank, are you there? We're eager to talk to you right now because we're on the topic of the Saskatchewan storms. Are you there, Hank?
We can't hear you. We need to hear your voice. Hank, what have you done? You lost your microphone in a storm. See, this is why responsible storm chasing is a really underappreciated thing. It's a thing that we don't talk about is the safety aspect. Hank lost his microphone in a storm. Thanks. He lost
Okay,
his
we'll come
voice.
back to Hank on the topic of Saskatchewan storms.
And how you lose your voice to a storm.
Just blows
A
away.
tornado came at him like the sea witch and took his music.
Winds are
So
supposed
what-
to hit like 90 kilometers an hour here later tonight. So looking forward to going out and playing in some of that. Blasting rain and 90-kilometer-hour winds.
That's what
I am
Brandon was
so
saying.
jealous. That is awesome.
Well,
Be like being in a hurricane.
when we
Yes.
get Hank here, we'll come back to the Saskatchewan storm topic, and we'll jump over to Mike for a second in Manitoba because you got in southern Manitoba, not so much for Winnipeg, maybe, but probably south of the funnel cloud chance tomorrow. So, spin up a story about it.
Funnel cloud chance tomorrow. This is the first time I'm hearing about this.
Aha! Welcome to the show.
Anyways, so it's been kind of unusually cool, dry, and almost like we switched over to spring. Like I see our overnight low temperatures later this week dropping down to 5 tomorrow night. It's a bit weird. We've done a flip from being super warm, stormy last May. In June, it's been unusually quiet here. And tonight, I don't know if you guys have heard, but we're supposed to get 50 to 60 millimeters of rain. There's a possibility areas along the international border might have some flash flooding. So farmers here have already had enough rain. I don't know how bad the crops are going to be later on this summer because of the rain we're getting. But we're swamped, we're waterlogged here. I feel like Shrek could be living here in his swamp with the amount of rain we're getting. And
I'm
more
just noticing for the
mosquitoes.
first time. It really is dumping down there, and isn't it right now in the Sask and Manitoba border and below you?
Yeah, and I'm not surprised if this continues through the spring, the end into summer and later into summer. This year is so reminiscent of 2005 when there was flooding in farmers' fields. I don't know if it's going to get bad enough where we get the river levels to rise like 2005 did. We had to activate the floodway that summer. So I hope that it doesn't get that bad. But with the amount of rain we're supposed to get tonight, 60 millimeters on top of that, and more rain later in the week with thunderstorms possible Monday on Canada Day. And then on the 2nd and 3rd, there's more unstable weather coming in. Temperatures have been likely going to be in the 10 to 15 degrees Celsius range, a low of 9 tomorrow night. And then it's supposed to start warming up again later towards the end of next week with more severe weather chances. So it's flip-flop Manitoba. Justin has been saying to me that they've been in a bit of a lull period for storms. I think Saskatchewan, Jenny, and Brandon's been stealing them from us. Although it's good because our woodlands radar has been down for about 2.5, 3 weeks now. Should be
Yeah,
back
it's
up.
still, eh?
It should be back up on June 29th, hopefully.
Well, it's like they say, hey, when it rains, it pours.
Hey, buddy. There you are. We were trying to get a hold of you there, Hank. Good to see you. We're back to Saskatchewan.
I literally feel
report.
like Shrek could be living here in my backyard with how wet it's been in Winnipeg.
Well, fortunately,
just
you
got-
look enough like him that no one will notice.
Maybe I should dress up as him for my next show.
Just paint it, green it up.
Would you guys be okay if I dress up as Shrek next week?
I'd be okay with that. I'd be okay with that. What about you, Hank? Would you be okay with dressing up as Shrek next week?
Well, the first thing I need to know is next to my audio settings, I have like 10 different options. Why do I have 10 options, Joey? Anyway, I found the right one. It's the third one I tried. Fourth one.
Because you don't need 11, that's why.
I saw a storm. I saw storms on Friday. I saw storms on Sunday. And today we had rainstorms. Does that count?
Well, it counts for rain, yeah. But yeah, so tell us about your big tornado chasing on Sunday.
Okay, so Sunday, I knew the storms would be moving fast, right? So I didn't have a whole lot of hope that I'd be able to get any long viewing out of it. I thought it was going to be 15, 20 minutes and done. You know, that's what I thought. But what happened was the supercells were one after the other coming through the same area. And I saw 3 different supercells come past North Battleford. So I was able to sit out there a good long time and watch one storm after the other roll past me. And the third one turned into a supercell and got tornado warned way to my southwest and was coming straight at me. And I had to do some maneuvering to get out of its way. And I was in an area where going east is not really a good option. So I had to go south first, straight towards the storm, almost straight towards it, and then go east after that. But I made my move to go south first in time, and everything was fine. It was quite a beautiful sight.
Hank, what area of Saskatchewan or Manitoba do you live in?
I live in the western part of Saskatchewan. I'm mostly west of Saskatoon, but a little bit north also of Saskatoon. So I'm near North Battleford.
Must be nice up there, eh?
Well, you know, it's farmland. I know about some nice areas for exploring, but they're not really public lands or anything. But I've discovered some areas anyway. I like to do more than just photograph storms. I also like to go hiking and cross-country skiing in the wintertime and any kind of self-powered adventure, you know.
Yeah.
Also, I got a lot of response on that rainbow photo I posted, but to me, it was a rainbow that happened to be at sunrise. And it's just that when you take a rainbow at sunrise, it looks a little different than a normal rainbow photo. And
yeah,
to me,
so you got this rainbow photo for the radio viewers and people who don't know. Hank got this photo right at sun. It's like dark out, but there's a rainbow. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's getting a lot of response. I was, here's a rainbow, and it's at sunrise, so it's nice. But I wasn't expecting people to go, "Oh my God!" You know? And a lot of people are saying, "I've never seen anything like that before."
I haven't.
I have, but I don't know. I don't know where my photos are right now. I should look something up. But I mean, I didn't change the image really. I might have just played with sliders a little bit, but not much, you know.
I've seen a moon. I've seen a rainbow around a moon at night. That's pretty cool. It's called a moonbow.
Yeah.
pretty successful week where you had viral rainbow sunrise video, and you nearly got yourself into some tornadic weather there in a place where you don't have a lot of road options, which Jenny was talking about, which I was talking about too yesterday. I got flanked by this storm. I got really surprised yesterday by what happened here in the Caribou, because Sel was sitting in growing up near Canham Lake out by Forest Grove. So I go out there and I watch it go east. And I'm like, well, it's gone to the mountains. That's what happens here. It's gone. And then so I piddle around for a little bit. And when I get back to 97, I'm looking at things and I don't have data on my phone. So I have no idea what's going on out there. And there's no cell service in half these places anyways I end up in. And I'm like, where did that come from? Looking at, and there's some meso rotation going, nothing crazy, but the storm itself was crazy. Mm-hmm. And it was going northeast. And then suddenly when I got back on 97, it was going northwest.
Yeah. It's funny
it went a couple hundred kilometers on that northwest trajectory.
It's funny how we try so hard to be able to predict exactly what the weather is going to do, especially if you're into storm photography. And you try so hard to know exactly what's going to happen, but yet some of the most magical things are when it does the unexpected, as those are the most memorable ones.
I guess. I mean, I got lucky and got in behind the back of the storm and saw some really wild stuff by accident. But I mean, I was thinking at the time, I was like, I'm a bad weatherman. Like, meanwhile, everything I said exactly happened, and yet I went out there. And everybody in the Caribou and BC, all my followers and weather watchers, like, yeah, great job, Joey. Just like you said, they're like, phones blowing up back, And I'm like, man, like, well, I can't. How did I fail? Like, you guys, yeah. Anyways,
Nothing's better than nailing that forecast, though. Like, we take a lot of hits when we're storm chasers. We take a lot of losses, but when we get that like perfect win, it's just something about that's just amazing. Like the same as the Gravelsburg one. Like I messaged a friend that morning. I was like, yep, Gravelberg is gonna get squashed, and then it's gonna go through to Assiniboia and Estevan, and it's exactly the track it took. And it's so when you can forecast and nail it, it feels good.
Joey, by far the worst.
You know what's cool too? Can't remember your name, Jenny. Last year, we had a tornado potential near the Winnipeg area on July. And I was thinking, Environment Canada might be a little bit off because there's a lot of clearing going on. And they said there's a lot of capping. But the thing is, with capping, you need to have sufficient amount of heating for that cap to break. So I thought, okay, well, that area north of Winnipeg looks like it's clearing out a bit. And like I forecasted that exact same day. And Justin was thinking Western Manitoba and the Inner Lakes. I was thinking the Red River Valley near Winnipeg, and guess what? Supercell popped up just right to the west of me, and Environment Canada issued a tornado watch in that same area I was thinking of. So I feel someday like I'm smarter than a meteorologist. I think maybe we all are at some point.
Look at that smile on Michael's face.
And that tells it all on when you get to nail the forecast on just that feeling that you can get. And you need those wins, because if you can't celebrate those, storm chasing's not for you, because it'll kick your butt.
Yeah.
Unless they decide to drive right in the middle of a bear cage, which is bad. Core punching.
Seeing as we've had all this nasty weather talk, just to remind ourselves that the weather is good somewhere still. Imogen, you haven't said much in a while. How was the weather in Victoria this week?
It is so much more of the same boring, clear blue skies and occasional scattered clouds, and it's still damp and very moist, sunny and moist. Little bits of rain here and there, and then clear skies. It's like so mediocre.
It's so sunny and moist all the time.
It's mediocre.
It's true though on the coast. Like it can be sunny and moist,
Yeah. We'll have about 4 seconds of rain, and then it's like clear sky. And out of nowhere, there's like one angry cloud will just come and dampen everything. It's not even soaking wet. It's just damp. It's a light drizzle.
You know, if there's anywhere that can be sunny and moist, it is definitely Vancouver Island, because that ground might still be moist the whole day that it's sunny. Right?
It's like living on a sink sponge. It's delightful.
Mm-hmm.
And that's if it's sunny at all. If it's sunny at all. Is everybody ready for a Frankie video?
Yes.
Frankie's ready.
Frankie is really ready.
Frankie's always the first one to say yes. I love it. Frankie is his biggest cheerleader.
He's like, finally, you guys are going to shut up and we're going to watch my video.
Yep. Everyone in the whole world needs to see it.
I agree. So this was Frankie's forecast for Perth, Australia. This was yesterday. Frankie, did you get your forecast correct?
Rocks and rain in Perth, Australia.
Frankie got his forecast right. He nailed it. Here's the forecast.
This is Frankie McDowell, my own team station.
Oh, wait.
Haha, yeah.
Let's try it again with volume.
This is Frankie McDowell, my own team station, live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Heavy rains headed towards Perth, Australia on Wednesday, June 26th, during evening hours in 2024. It's going to bring a lot of rain to Perth, Australia and surrounding areas. It's going to bring a lot of rain. I want everyone to Perth, Australia to be extra prepared. Make sure you wear your rain gear, rubber boots, and raincoats to keep you dry. Don't walk through the puddles. Avoid the puddles when you go for a walk. When you drive a car, don't drive a car through the puddles either. I want everyone to be prepared, because it's going to bring a lot of rain in Perth, Australia and surrounding areas. It's going to bring a whole lot of rain starting on Wednesday, June 26th, during evening hours in Perth, Australia and surrounding areas. Because it's going to bring a lot of rain in Perth, Australia, and cooler temperatures to Perth, Australia as well. I want everyone to Perth, Australia to be prepared. Don't walk through the puddles. Avoid the puddles. We go for a walk for people living in Perth, Australia. If you have anybody living in Perth, Australia, be prepared for heavy rain starting on Wednesday, June 26, 2024, into Thursday, June 27, 2024. Take care, stay safe. Don't get caught in heavy rain. Stay dry, be safe.
People in Perth, Australia, don't be caught in a heavy rainstorm. Stay dry, be safe. Stay dry, be safe. Oh, I was gonna put it on gallery, but then we're missing half the people, so that kind of ruins the gallery. So I'll put it off gallery again. Okay. Any last words this week? Everybody? We got currently right now, down in the Dakotas, it's been quite an event down there. There's a storm line moving through, looks like through Eagle Butte, up Timber Lake, Little Eagle, off McLaughlin, Suffridge, Cannonball, Bismarck, Wilton, McCluskey. Some of those cells up to Max, Drake. Some of those cells go right to the Canadian border almost, and are going to be pushing into the Canadian side. So we got a nonstop flurry of precipitation going on there this week. So that looks pretty exciting for them. Congratulations, Manitoba. You're going to get more by it. But yes, so the chance of funnel clouds tomorrow as well. And Prince George on Friday, maybe going to see some severe, but I expect Sunday will be a real good severe day for British Columbia. So we're looking forward to that, of course, too. So, what do you guys think? What's coming on this weekend? What's your predictions for this weekend's severe outbreak?
Well, before I get to that, I forgot to mention this earlier, but in Alaska today, way up in northern Alaska, pretty close to pretty much as far north as you can go. In Alaska, they had a severe thunderstorm warning issued earlier this morning in far northwest Alaska, and it was the westernmost and northernmost area that the National Weather Service in the United States has ever issued a severe thunderstorm warning. So I thought that was really cool.
And there was lightning flashing way out in the Arctic Ocean.
Oh yeah.
And we've had up there, there's been thunderstorms up in the Northwest Territories, Yukon, over to the Alaska side for days. It's been going on. I mean, it's been absolutely pounding up. They're not just days, weeks it's been going on, right? And like, I remember a few years ago kind of watching lightning pick up there more and more frequently and being like, wow, it's really becoming a thing up there now. But Yeah, so
Well,
anyways, like BC's getting this crappy weather, but that's not happening in the Peace right now. The Peace has been quite dry and quite warm, actually. It's been missing all this. There's been fire activity all over the north right now today. So some of those fires by Kochko Lake, seeing lots of growth on fire G90399, for example. These ones are out in the wilderness, right? They're not the ones in Fort Nelson, the ones that are to the far east of it. But those are good examples. We did have structures burning in Fort Good Hope yesterday, and I see that there is still quite a line of fresh activity, which would be on the north side of town. So I don't know what's been lost, but the containment lines were breached, and right along the river and heading sort of on the east-west north of town, quite a bit of fire activity today. It looks like up there on Firms. So just some of the stories to look forward to. That there's so much lightning in the far north, and now the Yukon. If compared to this time last week, the Yukon is starting to look pretty wild. Who knows? Maybe I'll get deployed to the Yukon. I can be sent up there. So, uh, up in Alaska, lots of wildfires burning all over the place, right? They're having a pretty big outbreak up there. So we're seeing bad weather from so many places, but we're not seeing that bad weather over in Newfoundland and Quebec side of Gaspé where there's fires burning there. So that's just a little bit of a take on what's going on. What do you guys think is going to happen this weekend?
I got nothing.
Yeah, we got
I'm gonna
next round of
I'm
severe
gonna
coming in. Next
I'm gonna
round of
have a
severe
look
coming in.
at I'm gonna have a quick look at the weather models and see what I see in my area.
You guys got any chasing plans? Nothing?
Right now, we are just getting soaking wet. This afternoon, some areas in my area have gotten 5.5 inches of rain since like 2 o'clock this afternoon. So in 6 hours, 5.5 inches. So looking forward to all the flooding stuff that I'm going to capture tomorrow morning.
We might need
Yeah.
a boat.
I'm gonna have to take my canoe. I got some water wings,
Awesome.
little
I-
flamingo ones. I'm gonna
Oh,
take those
that's
up.
awesome.
It really looks like
That'll attract some sharks.
next round kicks off on Sunday. And that again will be like from Alaska through the Yukon, flashing through both sides, Alberta, BC, Northwest Territories, all the way down into the Caribou. On the Alberta side, that's going to kick off on Sunday. So that'll be like the next big story to kind of watch. And then there is like maybe some isolated supercells that could work themselves into Saskatchewan next week, Sunday. So it's funny how sometimes it's like the same day for weeks at a time. It's like Sunday is storm day. You ever
Yeah,
have
and
that?
I also looked at the models. The GFS is hinting at southern Manitoba getting in some action Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next week. It looks like some low pressure systems will bring up some Gulf moisture. It's kind of out in the woods right now, but it could be that southern Manitoba starts getting some supercells after Canada Day, maybe even on Canada Day in southwest Manitoba.
Yep.
So maybe some natural lightning.
Yep. I agree.
Woohoo!
Whatever is going to go on there is going to be significant, supercellular or not. I mean, the way the thunderstorms are going to roll through next week, and then even mid next week again, a secondary round. I mean, you're into the thunder. You're going to start seeing some real action for sure. Tornadoes or not, I don't know. Looking this far out, right? But it looks really good. It looks really good for action all
For
across.
me, for my area in
Sorry.
western Saskatchewan,
There's-
Frankie,
Sorry.
Michael's talking. Okay. Anyway, in western Saskatchewan, small storms. So Michael's area might get bigger storms, but small storms Canada Day. And then I think the bigger storms might be the Friday after that, possibly, but that's so far away. It's really hard to say.
It just really looks like repeat rounds are really kicking in, and it's going to be big action. Whatever nature of these storms are, I don't know.
It's going to be interesting to see on how much those adjust once that heat hits again. So we got all this fresh moisture, especially in and around Saskatchewan, western, central, and southern. So once that heat packs in, how much that's going to fuel and change those parameters quite a bit. So I think we're looking into kind of that first week or so into July. We're going to see a big ramp up in the prairies here.
I think
I
so.
also can attest to that every single year that we've got wet weather 2005, 07, 2010. Big severe storms ramped up in July. I don't know if you guys heard, but there was a big tornado that touched down near Pilot Mound in August or July of 2005. There was a big one in Eli. And then kind of quieted down in 07 and 2010. There were tornadoes near the city.
But all
that
wet years, you're
touched
saying,
down.
right? All years that are very representative of what's been going on. And I
Yeah.
think that's correct from my observation, absolutely. When I've seen, like, you know, when it gets like this, if the prairies can get the heat in there, like Jenny says, fantastic things can happen.
And Joey, one day you'll be heading for Sydney, Nova Scotia one of these days.
I want to do that so bad. I want to see Frankie
Just
McDonald
that
so bad.
flights are nuts. Like the cost of flights, $700-800 just for a seat. Some of them.
Well, I'm going to resurrect my music career, and then it will pay my way across Canada like it always did. And I'll come see us all. I could do the Comedeorological report on the road. It's like, sorry, no gigs Thursday nights, Frankie says.
That means image.
Well, for twice the price, yeah, I'll play.
There we go. We need some funding to take this show on the road. And we can get some we can get Imogen some real weather.
Yeah.
That would be
That
nice.
means that you'll be in a base guy neighborhood in Montreal, St. Anne, Montreal, West Island.
I will absolutely want to be playing in Montreal again someday. Yeah, I absolutely
in
will.
Montreal, where base guy is.
I feel like I want to come back. I want to come back and play. I'm feeling it. The showman's back. You know, because you know what I did is I looked around at the state of country music and I realized how many fakers and posers and wankers there is, and I was like, I got to come back and show them all how it's done.
What is it? Hey, Joey, just imagine if you had a Comedeological weather report base guy show crossover.
That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool.
If you want to follow me on social media, my blue sky is at Frankie MacD. My Twitter is at Frankie MacD. My Linktree is Frankie MacDonald. My Facebook is Frankie MacDonald. My Instagram is Frankie MacD1984. My TikTok is FrankDon1984. My Clapper is FrankDon1984. My Twitch is FrankDon1984. My Snapchat is Frankie MacDon. My YouTube channel is Dogs and Wolves. And my LinkedIn is Frankie Don. Best luck to you. I'm Frankie Don. You're listening to Comedeological Weather Report every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Atlantic. Before you know it, Base Guy Show Comedeological Weather Report crossover.
Yeah.
Before you know it.
Count me in.
That's Frankie. Thank you.
That's the show.
That's the show. That's true. I do have
follow me.
I do have about 2 minutes of extra to go over to make up for time lost tonight. So we do have 2 minutes.
How did you lose time? What kind of X-Files weirdness is that? Were you abducted by aliens?
I think I started a minute late or two, and then there's a couple edits. So maybe I actually have 2 more minutes.
Can follow me on.
Do we have to? Do we have to follow you? See, that's one of the things that we're not allowed to say on TV. So stop giving orders.
You notice how I don't do that for myself.
That means they have to do a lot of editing before they even go on TV.
They do sometimes. Sometimes
I'm just saying, follow me and Justin on the Weather Center. That's all about.
But yeah, they don't like self-promotion. It's like
editing.
So I can't like promote the Weather Center Manitoba on here.
Not like that.
No, it's really particular. So knock it off.
That's why, I talk about our group that we run, but I never say join. Okay. Anyways, we're still on the show, so I can't talk about what we can't talk about on the show because then we're talking about it on the show.
Editing. Tell me about the alien abduction. Joey, tell me about the alien abduction. You lost 2 minutes. It is strange.
E.T.
What we can't talk about, right? That's what we can't talk about is what we can't talk about.
Over in some countries, you're not allowed to talk about anything.
That's true. In Canada too.
What about Russia?
They're not allowed to talk about.
You're allowed to talk about Russia and Canada.
So Joey,
well, just talk about tornado tacos. Tornado tacos.
So Joey, I'm fascinated by this 2 minutes that you've lost. Tell me about your alien abduction.
No. It's because if we don't start exactly at 7, but we end at 8, then I got 57 minutes when I get to the drawing board and not, which I prefer to have. I prefer to have 63 so I could cut out the ums and ahs and irrelevances and redundancies and make just a tighter, hotter show.
It looks to me like the aliens kept part of part of Joey's facial hair is still on the spaceship.
That's the show.
It got lost in the teleporter.
That's the show, everybody. Frankie, that's
using
the
those
show.
pods.
Okay?
Joey has
God.
officially been abducted by aliens,
He's got
including his facial hair.
Thumbs up. That's right. Frankie says that's the show. That's the show. Bye, Frankie. Good to see you this week, buddy.
Thanks for hanging in for an extra 3 minutes. Fast days.
That was brutal.
Yeah, thanks for that. Take
That
a
was
fucking
brutal
hint.
awesome.
Like,
I'm working on it.
I'm impressed that Frankie stayed until 8:03.
That was a record.
It was. He is the picture of punctuality that way. At 7 on the button, he Kool-Aid Mans through the door, and then at 8 on the dot, he's just gone. Not
You
a
could see the
sound, not a
steam.
trace. He teleports out.
Just steam coming out of there, eh? Now that we aren't on TV, we could say, follow Mike at the Weather Center in Manitoba. Joey Only Caribou Weather Dude. Hit like, share, subscribe. Thank you. Tell a friend if you're on
Okay,
the
now
live
that I know that's a rule from now on, I won't be saying the Weather Center in Manitoba when we're recording for TV.
Well, you can say it's I'm from the Weather Center in Manitoba,
Or you could just bring it up
which
in
is
your
on
sentence.
Facebook. Which is on Facebook. But you can't say follow. I'm not allowed to say subscribe to me or
No.
follow me.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
not
really
allowed to say that.
particular.
Interesting.
Oh, okay. I didn't
Yeah.
know what you were saying there, Joey. Now I understand.
Yeah. So I'm allowed to say, go check out Hank,
Yeah.
right?
Sort of.
I can go check out Hank's page,
Well,
but I can't say
not really.
follow me.
Not exactly. We can't really specifically direct people to pages, but we can say things like
Or you can
for
find
more
Hank at this.
information. Exactly. You can
Yes.
find Hank at this page, location, whatever, but we can't say go to Hank's page, follow Hank, subscribe to Hank's channel. We can introduce your page and say that, give the location of it, but we can't direct people to do things. We can't have a call to action. We're not allowed to do
It's
that.
really fucked, Abe.
It's really specific. Like we're not allowed to promote. We can talk about subjects, but we can't directly promote them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So like Frankie's gotten in the habit of saying, you can find me at, but he no longer says, follow my channel, subscribe to my channel. That was a hard one for him. It took a bit.
Yeah, it took a few months, eh?
Frankie's the king of self-promotion. So rewording it a little bit, like it took a bit to work with him, but he's now like totally in the groove. So
You
now
got
it's
that,
second
yeah.
nature to him.
Good work, is yeah.
I like-
Thanks
That's hard
for
for me.
clearing that up, Emojin. I kind of need to know that part. Learning as I go along, so
Yep, all good.
Yeah, it's no big deal.
Yep.
Just fucking laugh because it's a comedy show.
There is a lot of the messenger video calls with Frankie going over and rehearsing it. Hours.
Time for the annual billionaire sacrifice to the sea gods.
Thought you'd like that.
Yeah.
Bye,
OceanGate
OceanGate.
co-founder is organizing a trip to a 663-foot deep unexplored sinkhole in the Bahamas.
Okay, now which politicians can we cram in there? Can we take like every world leader, jam them in those little subs, and just play Russian roulette with them? Which ones sink and which ones don't? It's like the new.
I
Berlin
don't think there's
Blitz.
room for any more than Trump's ego. And even that would be a hard squeeze.
You know what? They've got a whole fleet of them. They've got a whole fleet of those
saw-
little tanks. Pick 3 politicians to a sub. Let them go. Russian roulette of the sea. Come on, Apollo. You got this.
I saw the debate tonight. It was savage.
Oh,
Joe Biden and Donald Trump going on debates on CNN.
I
Oh,
missed
good
it.
God, they're both completely nuts.
Man.
I couldn't
That's a
watch a
horrific
single
thought,
second
watching
of
that.
it without laughing.
Watching any political debate, like I used to volunteer for I'm not going to say which party, but I used to volunteer for one of the Canadian parties, and going into it, I'm like, this is my team. I like this party. Like this one of all the parties, this one has the most in alignment with what I want to see. Until I saw some of the behind the scenes shenanigans, and all respect has been gone.
Oh yeah, they're just humans like everybody else.
Party time,
Everyone who
excellent.
pretends that they're better than everyone else is just full of shit, and that's how it is.
in politics, it's all dirty. Like seeing so much of like outwardly, I'm like, I like what these ones are saying. I like what the guys in this.
That's why I'm not out walking. You see that? That's
Like,
Oh,
my
yeah.
area.
I gave up. I'm like, no. I thought I liked
This
this.
is-
Now I don't. I seen how they operate behind. I'm like, no, you're just as bad as everyone else. I hate you all.
Yeah, it's all the same.
It
It's
is.
true. I'm so cynical about everything. That's, I'm an anarchist. I really don't believe in following anyone.
No, like I get it. Like there's the weird what one of them might say and then how that's reported and then the spin that's put on it by everyone else. And it's like, wait, hold on, what? No. That guy said a very clear statement and now there's like being maligned and misused and misquoted and then that guy said something absolutely horrendous, but he's the favorite, and so everyone's turning that into a good. No, y'all suck.
Yeah, well, nobody's
take on it.
original, anyways. That's the thing. Is like this. I shouldn't be saying this in front of anybody who might be watching, but it's the truth. It's like
Yeah, and it's
like
just
9 out of 10
crazy.
people. 9 out of 10 people have very little creative power, very little creative ability to see the world outside of a very narrow focus, a very narrow way of thinking, a very black and white, simplistic way of thinking. They don't try to expand on that thinking. They don't care. They just want comfort, what makes them feel good. Can't blame them, but they're wrong for it because it's all lies.
And they argue like a whole bunch of kindergartners when you listen to them on the parliamentary.
I don't just mean
meetings.
that. I mean people, humans, the human species. I don't
Yeah,
expect much from them.
we're all weird in
Say the
unique.
Japanese House of Commons where they throw down and just duke it out. It turns into a brawl. I like that. It's entertaining. Bring combat sports into politics.
I thought that was Africa. Japan?
There's a few. There's a few, man. Like in Canada, it's Trudeau brushes against a lady who starts crying and screaming, "He beat me!" Like because he literally his coat brushed against her or something.
Yeah, what was that? Remember that?
That was ridiculous.
Well,
He literally brushed against her as she like dives on the floor going, "Oh, I'm injured. I'm
she's
wounded."
like a fucking soccer player.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Japanese parliament, they're like coats off, they're smoking each other in the face. It's bare knuckle boxing in their House of Commons, and they're good with
I
it.
always did like that time Kretchen choked that fucking guy out. That was
the
awesome.
pie guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude pies him. Kretchen blows past his own security and comes in. I get you. Fuck your pie. Right? Like Kretchen was badass that way.
I don't think that guy pied him. I just think he was coming close to him, and
No, he tried to throw a pie at him.
maybe he was trying to. I don't think he. I know he got pied.
Yeah.
I don't think this was the same time he got pied. But nonetheless, like I don't blame the guy who's got choked necessarily. I don't blame Kretchen for choking him. I just thought it was a great moment in Canadian history.
It was a brilliant moment where a politician did his own defense instead of hiding behind security and saying, "Oh, that guy looked at me funny. Go get him, guys. You go be fierce for me." No, Kretchen went he just went hands on.
Get the fuck out of my way.
This is not
Maniac.
the best
Maniac.
problem solving, but as far as a leader goes, I'm kind of okay with it.
Did I ever tell you about the time that Kretchen came to Barkerville here?
Was he lost?
Kretchen.
No. Yeah, Jean Kretchen, he came here. A lot of politicians come here. His people,
Historic town.
Yeah, the historic town. Even though the historic town completely sucks now,
Meanwhile,
they still do continue to come. So the Jean Kretchen came, and his whole security entourage, they were all wearing those old-fashioned fox hats, like they're made of fox fur. They're wearing those fox hats in Barkerville, hey? Someone's like,
raccoon hats.
no, fox hats, like kind of like the same idea, yeah. But they said the security guard, we asked Kretchen, we're going to Barkerville, and he said, Barkerville, wear the fox hat.
That's awesome.
How about the Queen? Why didn't the Queen ever come to Barkerville?
I think she
She came to
had.
Winnipeg. She came to Winnipeg in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't need to pan for gold. She already owns it all.
And then, meanwhile, when Trudeau was here earlier last year, they had to have that entire security team because there's even some odd Winnipeggers trying to attack him because they are so. There's a lot of enemies Trudeau's made over the years.
Oh God, yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter
Why?
what party you're for. You're going to need security, especially like Winnipeg's kind of enemy territory for Trudeau. So.
Oh, Gary's asking, hey Gary, so what you should do is look up Brandon Hauk and follow him on Facebook. What you should do, if that's where you'll find not only that live stream, but he live streams frequently. So
Oh, yeah.
you'll find that stuff interesting. So that's in the comments there.
Any fun live streams ahead, Brandon?
Maybe some storms this weekend, if we get any. Might be some live streams there.
I should
We'll
start
see.
doing live streams. I work on my comedy a little bit, but
Well, it's 8:15. And
Mojan's on the phone.
It's been fun. It's been fun. I do have children here. His school's officially over as of today. So now I gotta be a parent even more. It's brutal. I just love parenting. It's terrible. I just love it so much. Awful.
Is this camera angle better than me being up close on the camera?
Let me see. I don't know. Sure, yeah. It's good. It's all good. I like.
You guys don't have anything against me because I had some problems when I first started this show with you guys.
You're getting better.
A few months ago.
You're getting better, buddy. You're getting smoother. You're getting smoother. What is that for a background you got, Hank? Like this
behind me.
Yeah, you got some like weird ass flowers and shit. Oh, it's a painting.
Yeah, it's like a wall. It's not. Well, yeah, it feels like canvas. I think it is a painting. And there's Aurora Borealis and lightning.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
The whole show, I was like wondering what's that behind Hank, because the way the camera, it was like really squared in the scene. So
and then my webcam is up here, and then I'm looking at captions down here, so it looks like I'm looking away from all you guys when I'm talking half the time. But
I do that all the time.
We all have a little bit of that problem.
My TV's up there, so I'm always not looking at the. Yeah, that was good. That was a good show, guys. That was fun, and you know.
What's your opinion on wireless rain gauges? Because I got a wireless rain gauge at home with a wireless display, self-emptying rain barrel, so it fills up and it teeter-totters and it sends a signal to my wireless display.
That's cool. I want one.
I got the Kokura's 1 cent. Man, that thing's giant. But it only like fits 25 millimeters of rain, so I had to go empty it so it was ready for the overnight.
I should get one. Because we got a rainforest there. You know, like it there's a lot of precip here, right? Up high in the mountain.
You guys could have your rain back.
It's like literally the only inland rainforest in the world is just like I could drive 10 minutes and I'm there. Oh, maybe a little more than that. Just down the Caribou. It's right there. Cedars, rainforest, and they're cutting it down like crazy. The logging bastards. Yeah, voracious. Anyways, I think that's probably.
Jenny, you ready for a crazy tornado season?
I'm hoping we're gonna get one.
I think it's coming
After
on.
a record low of 1 last year, you know, we can't get in it. We already
Manitoba
beat
is-
that with three confirmed now in Saskatchewan.
Oh,
Matt, we
sweet.
beat
I'm gonna
we beat you. We got 5 so far.
Yeah, quit hopping.
I got like
sweet.
8 now.
Yeah, thanks for the
That's-
video, Hank. I definitely need some video. If you have any video you want to throw in for the TV show, Jenny,
Oh,
of
okay.
that, yeah, send it to the thing there, and I'll download it and put it in the final product.
Can you pull YouTube videos?
I
Actually,
can't pull them.
I have the whole.
I
video
can't pull
put
them, but
together.
I can record them. You know what I mean? Like I got screen captures, so that's no problem either.
So,
File.
if I catch a big storm in Winnipeg, would you be able to air that on video?
Yeah, you
And
send me
posted by
videos.
me?
That's especially when you got to show up. Be like, check what I got this week.
There's a
Awesome.
long version I sent you, and then you can
Like
just
Storm
pull
Chaser
the
show and
one.
tell around here, right? Like, look what I got. And then like, how many episodes where I don't even talk about what I saw this week, which is perfect, because I talk
What's the
about that all the time on
crazy-
my channel.
What's the craziest thing you brought in for show and tell as a kid?
I don't remember, man. I'm 45, and I've smoked weed for 32 years straight.
You know what? I don't remember a single thing, really.
Yeah, I mean, like from the time I wake up in the morning to the time I go to bed.
But Michael,
I
what's
don't
yours?
remember show and tell when I was in kindergarten.
What is yours, Michael?
I brought in a Woody hat from Toy Story in kindergarten. That's pretty much all I remember bringing in. And
Woody hat.
yeah, from Toy Story.
How big was it?
It was probably not big enough to fit my head now. So smaller
Oh.
than my head right now.
I was wondering if it was like toy sized. No.
No, it was real
Cool.
life size. I got it at the a long time ago. I don't even think I have it anymore.
Well, it's like I was in kindergarten in 1984, and back then it was like, well, I found a rock on the farm this week. You know, I was like, fuck, I had fuck all for toys. You know, I found an antler. You know, it was like that, you know.
Look at that rotation.
Is that on a video Jenny sending?
Yeah.
Oh, yay. Okay.
You can just pull whatever out of what you want to use. It's a long
I
video.
will. That's fine.
Jenny Hank coming to you from West Central Saskatchewan, where we're set up for today's severe weather threat in Saskatchewan.
No, minute and a half's not too long.
Yeah.
I did a comedy.
I don't know.
Oh wait, I'm talking.
What
too
about the
much.
background
Sorry.
sound though, Imogen? Will we be able to use the background sound on that?
It is off of Render Forest, which I have an account for, so they aren't. You should be able to, because you're allowed to use those on YouTube.
West Central Saskatchewan, where we're set up for today's severe weather threat in Saskatchewan. Now, with these systems, all severe threats are.
It's so
possible.
quiet, maybe
We're
we'll get
looking
away
at
with it.
Damaging winds, large
Right?
hail, even the
Oh yeah, what an awesome video. Yes. You're muted, Imogen. That
Yeah, sorry.
was a lot of talking, wasn't it? Because I just came back after looking at the other screen and you're like talking. And I'm like, how long were you talking for?
Well, I actually I had to coordinate a removal team. I got a call from the coroner and had to coordinate a removal team, so that's what I was doing. And then I heard my name, so I'm like, wait, what?
Now the question is, will I remember my proper setting? Live streamer microphone. I got to remember that.
That is funny, eh? And on one phone, you're like on a comedy show and comedy weather show. On another phone, the coroner is asking to pick up a dead corpse.
Yeah, I've got so my setup right here, I have 3 laptops in front of me, 4 monitors, I've got a light rack all around. I've got webcam here, one over here, and then I've got the onboard one. I've got 3 onboards. for different things. They all have separate controls. Like they all have manual covers and separate controls for privacy and whatnot. I've got my external mic set up. I've got like a boom mic or whatever, like just out off camera. And then I've got like 3 different, I've also got my burner, my backup, but I've got like 3 different cell phones for work related things going at the same time. In the other room, I've got 2 other laptops and a big PC set up in the living room for other work functions. These are the electronics that control my life. But I am their god, and I make them work, and I make them talk to each other the ways they need to.
I'm so basic.
Right? Yeah. Every function has its own series of apps and systems. Like, yeah, whether it's like for my photography thing, I've got like the edit station and then the streaming station and about a million other things. So
Everyone put their cameras on Imogen.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
She's used to it anyways. Just a couple more cameras.
So depending on what I'm streaming for or like what programs I'm using, that depends on what machine I'm on. And yeah.
Your audio sounds a little better this week.
That's just because I'm yelling.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
And that's
I really
loudly.
I really was trying not to.
I have a problem with yelling because I'm so deaf.
I got quiet here because everyone else around me is deaf. Musicians, man, they ruin their hearing.
Yeah, I don't know how I've escaped it. Like I get tinnitus after gigs pretty bad and stuff like that back in the day. Like, and so I go on, go on the road for 3 weeks or 4 weeks, and then I come home and for like 2 weeks it'd be like, pretty bad, but it settles down pretty good. And my actual hearing loss isn't that bad considering how much rock and roll I played, man. Like I started to get my first punk bands. I was like 15, and like all we cared about was being as loud as possible.
I've had hearing aids ever since I was like 27 years old, and it just runs in my family. My brother and sister have the same, and my mom. Yeah,
crazy.
And her sister.
Jeez. Yeah. Well, I've went to a rave once earlier last year, and after that night, my ears were ringing solid like throughout the morning, afternoon, evening. I was like, "What? I can't hear you. Speak up louder!" And they were screaming their heads off. So I'm not gonna stand next to the speakers when I go to a rave next time. I'm gonna go to the back where the old people are usually. That's where usually they are at the raves. So.
So you're runs in your Dutch side of the Dutch family, hard of hearing, and my Dutch side of the family, hard of cooperating runs along.
What happens if you
stubborn?
What happens if you go to too many events and too often? What happens if you make your ears ring too much? If you lose your hearing?
Yeah, it hurts. Yeah, it's bad. It's not good for your hearing. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna head out here.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us,
find
Jenny.
out what you saw in Gravelburg. I was like, oh, and Brandon's getting a coat on, so it's raining, and maybe it's even gonna thunder or something.
I was gonna go check my rain gauge, but I took one look out the window. I'm like, no, it's still
full.
raining like crazy out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna head out tomorrow morning towards Smiley there and get some of the flooding that way.
There's my rain gauge.
Yeah, right. I saw your picture of Smiley with people up to their chest walking through. What is that? A
Yeah,
road?
they're trying to locate the road.
Holy!
So they could get out of the area there. It was totally underwater, so they sent a guy to walk down the road to make sure they were on the road.
I'm gonna head out, guys.
I saw it, not like that.
I'm tired.
But, after I passed through the backside of that storm yesterday, 150-mile house, there was section of 97 highway that was half flooded, and there was highway guys, flagging it off. But it was a 4-lane section of the road, so it wasn't the highway was able to keep basically going, but it was enough where I was like, wow, Look at that.
At least with the highway guys there, you know that there's still a road underneath.
Well, yeah, I was like probably like this though.
Yeah.
You know, along that one corner, right? I was like, wow, that storm dumped. Well, anyways, everybody, I guess that's good. Yeah, thanks for coming on, and
Hey,
And,
have a
Thanks
great
for
day.
having me.
yeah, you're welcome. We'll see you all next week, eh?
Yeah. Maybe.
Okay. Yeah. If
I'll be wearing a Shrek costume. If not green, I'll be wearing a Shrek
do it.
kind of setup.
Shrek it
The
right up.
unofficial Walmart knockoff version, you mean, for copyright purposes? It'll be Schleck. It'll be Shirk.
Shirk.
Oh
We can call
my
you
word.
Shrek, but we can call you Shirk. You're gonna make yourself make sure it's really crappily done.
Yeah, there's no copyright on Shirk.
Or shrieking.
There
Yeah,
you go.
We'll make millions off of this guy. You wait. Shirk.
I get the money.
Stay tuned next week for
See ya.
Shirk. Shirk Week here on the Discovery.